4th down and 6. Old Bridge gotta have it. Shotgun formation. Nugent, a lot of time. Rolls out. He's running out of space. Will roll the other way. They look, corner of the end zone. Touchdown!
Rowan heading for the touchpad with the lead. And the props will take the men's 400-yard freestyle relay.
Andrews will be in shotgun. He takes the snap, makes the handoff. He'll throw it down the left sideline. He's got a wide open receiver. He's got the touchdown.
Motion man is Simmons. Trotman throwing towards Simmons down the field, and he makes the catch in traffic for a Bearcats touchdown.
Back to pass, middle of the field. The catch is made by Britt. She's off to the races at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Britt is in for the score.
Back on in, here's Yoxon. Yoxon to the backhand, trying to go to the front, makes the move, a shot, and he scores!
And Gracie comes set and delivers. And that's it on the ground to second. Throw to first, in time, and the ball game is over. South Shore survives a late scare, and they are the 2024 New York State Little League Baseball champions. Live from Lombardi Field in Old Bridge, New Jersey, the PDF Sports Network is proud to welcome you into coverage of Old Bridge Knights high school football. Tonight, the 5-1 Knights go for their third straight win as they face 1-5 Monroe Township High School. Good evening, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman alongside Nick Durst. And Nick, the Knights have gotten back on track very nicely following a loss against Piscataway to open divisional play last month. They've now won 3 straight, all in dominant fashion, and this team is well positioned to finish 3-1 in the division if they can take care of business against the Falcons tonight.
Absolutely, Joe. This team has really found its groove. Since that setback against Piscataway, Old Bridge has rattled off 3 convincing wins, and in those wins, they're outscoring their opponents 117-7. That's an incredible stretch. They pitched shutouts against Morristown and East Brunswick, and they put themselves in a position to finish near the top of the National Gold Division. And how about the atmosphere here tonight, Joe? There is a bit of a crisp fall chill in the air, and the crowd, they're bundled up for some cold temperatures later tonight. This feels like a perfect Friday night football weather here in New Jersey.
Those cold temperatures may be welcome a bit later. The sun is shining brightly straight into our faces right now. We are very used to that at this point in the regular season. But, Nick, we've spoken plenty about the Knights' defense all season long, and deservedly so. Tonight, they will look to continue their stellar season against a Monroe team that comes into tonight's game struggling. 5 straight losses for the Falcons and a history against Old Bridge that hasn't gone much better.
Joe, it starts with the defense for Old Bridge. This group has been lights out. 3 of their 5 wins have come with them holding opponents to a touchdown or less, including that 24-0 win over Morristown and a 48-0 win against East Brunswick. When you're averaging under 10 points allowed per game, it says a lot about your discipline, your tackling, and your ability to force teams out of their comfort zone. Monroe's averaging about 20 points per game, but they've struggled against teams with size and speed like Old Bridge. That's the mismatch to watch tonight.
As for the Old Bridge offense, they've put up plenty of crooked numbers this year and scored at least 3 touchdowns in every game. Quarterback Brody Nugent has been great for the Knights, most notably in a 5-touchdown effort against South Brunswick, but his playmakers have stepped up more with each passing week. Not to be lost in all of that is the play of the offensive line, which has kept Nugent virtually sack-free and opened up plenty of running lanes for the senior quarterback. What makes this offense so dynamic, and is there any way for Monroe to slow them down?
Well, Joe, Old Bridge is putting up over 30 points a game. They've scored 45 or more twice this year, and they've done it with balance. Nugent's 5-touchdown night against South Brunswick was impressive, but what really makes this team dangerous is the protection he's gotten up front. The offensive line has kept him almost untouched all season, and in a ground game that's opened up lanes consistently, and Monroe is going to have its hands full. Their defense has given up 30-plus points in 3 of the last 4 games, so the challenge is clear. They'll need to disrupt the rhythm early to have a shot.
We've spoken plenty about Old Bridge ahead of tonight's game, but when we come back, we get a chance to hear from the Knights down on field level. We catch up with Matt Donahue and the Knights players after these messages from the sponsors of Knights football. We'll be right back here on the PDF Sports Network.
At Campbell Supply Company, we ensure prompt service and maintain an extensive inventory of parts, making sure that the components you need are readily available. We go the extra mile to exceed customer expectations and operate a fleet of over 55 delivery vans servicing New York, New Jersey, and Eastern Pennsylvania. Let Campbell Supply be your trusted partner for all your commercial and emergency vehicle needs. Contact us today or visit our conveniently located facilities to discover how our expertise can maximize the performance and reliability of your fleet. When it comes to buying and selling a home, do it with Peter Hunt's Home Team, powered by Century 21. For years, Peter has dedicated his life to the real estate industry, offering help and care to all of his clients. With experience and proven results, Peter is an award-winning realtor and the top producer for Century 21 Action Plus. A resident of Old Bridge, put Peter to work at selling your home or finding the home of your dreams. Call 1-800-299-2129 or reach Peter directly at 9086-014-934.
This football season, stop by Market Boy Liquors, your hometown destination for over 20 years. Family-owned and operated, our 8,000-square-foot store features the largest beer cooler in the area, plus an unbeatable selection of wine, spirits, cigars, and craft beer. Conveniently located at 1132 Englishtown Road, Old Bridge, New Jersey, 08857, Market Boy Liquors is proud to serve our community with the best variety and friendly service. Call us today at 732-251-4616 and make Market Boy your game day headquarters.
At Giuseppe's Old School Italian Pizzeria, we bring you the perfect blend of tradition and flavor. Whether you're craving a classic New York-style pizza, a hearty pasta dish, or a fresh Italian hero, we've got something for everyone. Stop by, grab a slice, and taste the difference of real old-school Italian cooking right here in Old Bridge, New Jersey. Giuseppe's, located at 2581 County Road 516 in Old Bridge. Simply delicious.
At Function Forward Physical Therapy, we listen to your specific needs, utilize manual therapy techniques to decrease pain and restore mobility, emphasize customized exercise plans, and are here to assist in all your function and fitness needs. Whether it's return to work or play rehab, fitness training, or our softwave therapy program, we're here to help you get better, feel better, and live better. Function Forward Physical Therapy. Check us out today.
At Bagel Boy Bagel Shop in Old Bridge, we're more than just bagels. Come visit us at 2329 County Road 516, where we bake our bagels and bread fresh daily, have the freshest fruit and veggie platters, and an assortment of sandwiches and plates that are sure to satisfy. Bagel Boy is a proud sponsor of all things Old Bridge. Go Knights and go to Bagel Boy. 2329 County Road 516 and at bagelboyonline.com.
Old Bridge students, take advantage of the Old Bridge special at Bagel Boy. 10% off all purchases with your valid student ID.
Protect your family, pets, and your wallet with Anchor Pest Control. We provide coverage for all your pest removal needs, and our all-inclusive service saves you money. We've designed our services to be both comprehensive and budget-friendly for homeowners. Plus, with our premium service, you'll get a free mosquito application. See how Anchor stacks up against the competition. Visit us, anchorpestcontrol.net, or call 888-623-2847 for information and service.
Joe Foreman back with you here on the PDF Sports Network as we get set for kickoff between Monroe Township High School and Old Bridge High School. Before we get underway tonight, we get a chance to be joined by our sideline correspondent and third headset, David Pizzuto, as he was joined by some Knights for conversations down on the field. First up is Knights head coach Matt Donahue.
All right, Joe and Nick, I'm here with head coach Matt Donahue. Matt, team is on a winning streak. They did what you asked them to do last week against a team like Monroe, a team that you've seen a lot of. What's it going to take to get the W tonight?
Obviously, there's a rivalry between us. We're real close to each other. And, I told the guys before we left the locker room, it's just about us, focus on ourselves. And we just got to limit our mistakes. We're making too many mistakes in the past couple of games that are, stolen drives for us. And we got to focus on ourselves and, stay ahead of the chains and, limitize the penalties.
Absolutely. And, Coach, you come from a defensive backfield. Great to see your defense put up 2 straight shutouts. What does it mean to those guys in the trenches to keep the score at 0?
I mean, you get to know these guys. They're just tough kids, and they take pride in that. And we just let them go. They really are tough kids, and they're fun to watch.
Home stretch of the season. How important is it to finish strong, impress the score makers or point getters, whatever you say, for that postseason run?
Yeah, once again, it's about us. We focus each game one at a time. So we're focused on Monroe. We're not looking ahead at anything. We're just focused on us. And listen, we know when we play well, we can compete with anyone in the state. It's just, we gotta limit the mistakes that we're making.
Does something like homecoming add some extra juice?
I don't think anything needs to be added for extra juice for these guys. These guys are locked in. They're ready to go.
All right, Coach, good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right, you got it. Joe and Nick, back up to you.
All right, great job, Dave, and thank you for Coach Donahue for taking the time out of his pregame warm-up to join us here on PDF. As always, we also are joined by one member of the team on the offensive side of the ball and one player on the defensive side of the ball. We start on the offensive side with wide receiver Michael Chiarella.
All right, Joe and Nick, I'm here with Michael Chiarella. It's good to see somebody just as much height as me around here. Michael, tell me a little bit about how the season's going for you personally and for this offense.
We're just working hard every day, coming out here, and we're going to try to execute a good win here.
All right. Against a team like Monroe, you guys see them a lot over the years. Obviously, every year is a division rival, and this is the last division rival for you guys. How important is it for you guys to play well tonight?
Just competing and just playing all out and having a good game.
Michael, one thing that we've seen from this offense, you guys got a really good mix going. Run out of the backfield with the quarterback, good downfield passing game. What's your favorite part of the offense?
Everything about it. If we do something that works, we keep doing it. If not, we can switch it up. We got playmakers all around.
Sometimes the best offense is a great defense, and your defense has been really, really good. Tell me about what the defense does to amp you guys up.
They just got our backs. If we turn over, they're right there for us.
All right, Michael, great to speak to you. Good luck tonight. All right, Joe, we're going to throw it back upstairs to you.
Michael's gotten his hands on plenty of balls on the offensive side of things, but Dave is now joined by a player who has gotten his hands on plenty of passes on defense. Wide receiver and defensive back Xavier Diaz joins Dave down on the field.
All right, Joe, Nick, I'm here with number 2, Xavier Diaz, defensive backfield specialist. Xavier, tell me a little bit about, you guys are coming off back-to-back shutouts. Tell me a little bit about how much of a pride point that is for this defense.
Yeah, it's a big pride. We work on it every week. It's a goal for every week. That's it.
All right. And I was asking Michael on the offensive side of the board what the defense does to amp him up. Tell me a little bit about what this offense does to amp you guys up when you take the field.
When they get the touchdowns, it amps us up. Get to stop, give them the ball back, interception, then turnover, get them back on the board.
Xavier, it feels like this season is amounting to a real special one. You guys are on a nice winning streak here. You're wrapping up against a division opponent on homecoming. Tell me about what this game means to you guys.
It's a big game. We've been looking for it all year. You know, it's always been a fight against them.
And Xavier, tell me a little bit about your own personal game. How do you feel you're coming along? How do you think you're playing right now and peaking at the right time?
No, I think I'm playing great right now. I'm just trying to keep it up. I'm trying to get this dub.
All right, Xavier, nice to speak to you. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Joe and Nick, back up to you.
All right, thank you, Dave, and thank you to all of the Knights who took the time to join us during our pregame coverage. When we come back on the other side of this commercial break, we will have kickoff between the Knights and the Falcons coming up next, right here on the PDF Sports Network.
At NJ Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, you are cared for in a relaxed and comfortable atmosphere. Our state-of-the-art facility and team allows to offer the latest technologies for recovery and healing. We are committed to restoring your well-being. We help patients get relief from pain by utilizing many different treatment methods, such as active release techniques, Graston technique, and so much more. Located in Morganville, check us out today and come see why we are the trusted name in physical therapy.
At MassMutual Tri-State, our financial professionals are dedicated to your financial well-being and focused on helping you achieve your financial goals. We provide expertise in crafting strategies that align with your specific needs. We offer industry-leading insurance solutions, financial planning, and wealth management tailored to support your pursuit of a financially secure future. Whether you're planning for retirement, protecting your loved ones, or growing your wealth, we're here to guide you every step of the way. So please call Rich Caruso at 732-623-5700 with any questions and to set an appointment with one of our financial professionals. Thank you. Local firms are sales offices of Massachusetts Mutual Life Insurance Company, MassMutual, Springfield, Massachusetts, and are not subsidiaries of MassMutual or its affiliated companies. Securities and investment advisory services offered through qualified registered representatives of MML Investor Services, LLC. Member SIPC, 732-623-5700.
At Maz Transport, we're ready to get your vacation started early with luxury airport service and your transportation needs. In fact, whether it's for corporate transport, trips to Atlantic City, a night in the city, date night, or any other need, Maz Transport is your choice for our luxury fleet to take you there in style. Call or text 732-2071-079 and let us know where you want to go, and we'll take care of the rest at Maz Transport.
Celebrating 65 years. The Old Bridge Rebels Youth Organization is the longest-running and most successful youth organization, serving Old Bridge Township. The Rebels are the premier football and cheer organization with a long and rich history in coaching and developing our community's future leaders. Through proper guidance and leadership, the Rebels program assists the youth in developing the qualities of safe play, discipline, teamwork, fundamentals, and well-being. We will continue to focus on these goals while maintaining a strong presence in the community. Check us out at swsrebels.org.
For raising the standard in facility services and commercial cleaning, look to Pritchard Industries. For over 35 years, our commitment to creating clean, healthy, and safe environments is unwavering, ensuring that your facility not only looks pristine, but also promotes well-being and productivity so your business can excel. Specializing in comprehensive commercial cleaning solutions, advanced facility services, responsible sustainable practices, and innovative technology, contact us now at pritchardindustries.com. Pritchard Industries, here for you.
Getting a home loan shouldn't feel like an obstacle course. At CMG Home Loans, getting a loan is simple. Our loan officers are here for you, every step of the way. With over 2,000 five-star reviews, when you're ready to buy or refi, we'll work together to find the loan you need for the home you love. CMG Home Loans. Simplified, trusted, committed.
You gotta check out All American Ford.
All American Ford is number one.
All American Ford in Old Bridge is proudly family owned and operated, and we're the #1 Ford dealership in New Jersey.
All American Ford is the tri-state area's giant auto group. They always have the largest selection, and it's not even close. All American Ford is currently offering APR financing as low as 0%, low monthly lease specials, and thousands off MSRP.
Giant selection.
Joe Foreman and Nick Durst back with you here on the PDF Sports Network as we approach kickoff in tonight's matchup between Old Bridge and Monroe Township. We spotlighted the Knights ahead of our conversations with the team. Let's talk a bit about their opponent tonight in the Falcons. They've struggled this season and are looking for their first win since their season opener. Nick, what can Monroe look to do to shock the Knights on the road tonight?
For Monroe, it's all about setting the tone early. They've scored 20-plus in a few games this year, but defensively, they've had trouble getting off the field. If they could steal a possession maybe on special teams or with an early turnover, they can make this interesting. Their season opener was a 41-0 win, so they can get rolling when things break their way. However, it's not easy tonight as they're going against the 59th ranked team in New Jersey. So that's going to be a tall order. They'll have to shorten the game, run the ball, and hope to keep All Bridge's offense on the sideline.
And finally, the Knights have to feel confident coming in, rightfully so, the way they've been playing. How do they make sure there is no threat of an upset tonight and secure a 3-1 record in the National Gold?
Confidence is great, Joe, but complacency can be dangerous. This is a classic trap game scenario. Old Bridge just needs to keep playing the way they have, smart, disciplined, and physical. And if they win at the line of scrimmage and limit mistakes, there's no reason why they shouldn't leave here 6-1 and 3-1 in division. The numbers tell the story. They've allowed just 7 points total over the last 3 games. If they keep that intensity, Monroe is going to have a tough time pulling an upset tonight.
And at this time, we'll welcome back to the booth our sideline correspondent and third headset this evening, David Pizzuto. Dave, what are your thoughts on tonight's matchup? The Knights are rolling. They handled Monroe pretty well last year. The Falcons come in struggling. What are some of your keys to the game this evening?
Yeah, Joe and Nick, glad to join you guys here on headset for some spurts tonight. But yeah, it's a classic one of these games, Joe, where you have one team rolling and one team on a 5-game losing streak. And, on the opposite sideline, you think, well, could be a trap game for Old Bridge. Maybe we'll get them not taking us too seriously. But I think if you're Old Bridge, this is a chance for you to play a good, clean, fundamentally sound game and get out of here with a win. It's also a chance, possibly, like when they played against East Brunswick, to maybe get some of their reserve players in the game, possibly in the second half. But the only way you could do that is by playing really strong in the first and second quarters. And Joe, we mentioned this, in some other games that we covered where they were lopsided, was never let them feel they have an opportunity, right? So if you're Old Bridge, you want to get on them early here. They're going to get the ball first, and they have a chance to really set the tone for the rest of the game.
Well, if the Knights can drive down the field and do what they've done so many times this season and jump out to an early touchdown lead, it is going to be really tough for the Falcons to recover from that, especially given the struggles that we've seen from them so far this season. Last time these two teams met, PDF was on the road in Monroe Township on what was a frigid night, and many reserves in the game for Old Bridge that evening picked up a decisive win. As Xavier Diaz will return this kick out across the 30. He breaks one tackle and is wrestled down just past the 30-yard line. They'll spot him at the 32.
So good field positioning right here off the opening kick for this high-powered offense.
The Old Bridge offense heads out onto the field, led by quarterback Brody Nugent. He has been fantastic this year. And I think a big question mark tonight, should this game get out of hand as the game last year did, is how long will Nugent be in there? He did not play when these two teams met last year, and this offense did not miss a beat.
Well, Nugent, as you mentioned in the pregame, Joe, 5 touchdown passes in his last game, his season high.
Nugent looking to throw here. Dumps it off short to the right. That pass complete at the 35-yard line. And a couple of Falcons come in to make the tackle on Cam Olivencia.
Positive yardage right away on the first throw. That's what you want to see if you're Coach Donahue.
This Knights offense has done something this year that I think has really given a lot of teams trouble, and that's the amount of empty sets they've run. When they come out in this empty shotgun set, Nugent, of course, a threat to run it, but he can throw with any of them, any quarterback in the state of New Jersey, as he hands off to Rizzo here, following the pre-snap motion, gain of a yard on 2nd down and 6. It'll be 3rd and 5.
A lot of motion there, but nothing really happening there. And this is big here from Monroe if they can get Old Bridge off the field here with a 3-and-out to start things off.
Knights once again line up in the empty shotgun set. A lot of traffic around the line of scrimmage for Monroe. They were showing blitz there. Had 5 lined up on the defensive line. Let's see if they drop off or come. They will send 4. Nugent rolling to his right, has some time, and that is incomplete. Amari Alsbrook wide open, and Nugent simply missed him.
Well, right there, this is huge for Monroe, as so far this season they've given up some huge points, and see if they're able to take advantage here off this 3-and-out.
Falcons wearing their white uniforms with purple pants tonight, not to be confused with Old Bridge. They have a very similar set of colorways, but the Knights on blackout night here at Lombardi Field wearing their slate gray uniforms, as it looked like Nugent might be thinking about a throw there on a potential fake punt. Instead, he kicks it away. It takes a good Old Bridge bounce and rolls all the way down to the 20-yard line of Monroe. So that is where the Falcons will get started on their opening drive. And Nick, you mentioned it. This team needed to set the tone early, and they do, forcing an Old Bridge 3-and-out.
Yeah, this is huge because Old Bridge, they're averaging almost 40 points a game over this win streak. And Monroe, they have struggled defensively this season. They're averaging around 20 points per game, but they're giving up over 30. So they had to come out early and try to set the tone here with some momentum, and they got the 3-and-out.
Dave, you and I have watched this team a lot. It is not often we see a 3-and-out from this offense to open a game.
Yeah, especially to open a game, and we don't know if they actually won the toss and elected to receive there, Joe. So that's a good stop by Monroe to start the game.
Falcons come out in the shotgun with some pre-snap motion on 1st down. They pitch it back, and now looking to throw downfield to an open man, and completing is John Muir Devereux. Devereux with the big completion down the field. He connects with Logan Richter. And just like that, Monroe is across midfield at the Old Bridge 45.
Well, so far this season, Joe, Monroe's given up big points and big plays. And this time here, they're making the big play. They're looking to flip the script this evening.
A big completion down the field by Devereaux. And Monroe with a huge play to get things started. Setting the tone on offense now as they'll hand off to Devereaux here. He looks to bounce it outside, takes a hit, and picks up about 2 or 3 on first down.
Strong run there, getting some yardage after his nice big pass play. So Monroe, we'll see if they continue on with some trickery here to kind of continue to stun Old Bridge.
Well, we saw some pre-snap motion on the first play of the game. And I'm not quite sure Old Bridge was fooled by it, but a crowded backfield with 3 players back there for the Falcons, at least making this night's defense think and hesitate just a bit. Sometimes that's all you need is an offense. Georg Abbas at quarterback will throw quickly to his right, a bit high on the screen pass, but it is complete. Second reception of the game for Richter. He picks up 2 yards on 2nd and 8. That will bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, Richter there, he had to really jump high using all 6'2" of his frame there to catch that pass, and he's able to advance the ball about a yard or 2.
Once again, Monroe lining up in the strong pistol set on 3rd down. They motioned into it earlier in the game. Abbas hands off, and immediately Julian Hughes is stacked up. He gained maybe a half a yard. That will bring up 4th and 5, and early in this game, it's decision time for the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be going for it here. And they might as well, because ultimately it will just be flipping the ball back to where Old Bridge was on the last drive. And they need to go for it here. They need to grab some momentum and try to score and get some points on the board early.
That's one of those play calls where you see it and you're expecting the offense to go for it after that. It was a simple handoff up the middle. That leads you to believe the Falcons thought, we have 2 plays to get this. And they will look to throw out of the gun. Abbas over the middle. Incomplete. And there was a miscommunication there between Abbas and his wideouts. That pass landed in effectively no man's land over the middle. And Old Bridge, after giving up the big pass play to open the drive, they're off the field.
Yeah, Old Bridge holds steady there once the ball got across midfield and the offense heads back out.
There was a lot of traffic there. You have to think that was intended for the underneath receiver. That was number 2, Ethan Mitzel. But it really wasn't that close. It was well over his head. Probably a bit behind him as well. And the Knights now will motion Jeremiah Dixon into the backfield and give him his first carry of the game as Dixon is driven backwards after a gain of 1.
Defense all over him there. No running room, but looks like he got about a yard on the play.
Chase Rizzo has served as RB1 this season. Dixon led that backfield for Old Bridge last year, and I think something we've noticed this season as well, Brody Nugent is carrying the football far more than we saw last year. He ran it a lot last year. It's been completely different this year, and there's another carry for him as Nugent turns it up the sideline, and I think they gave him a first down. He tiptoed that sideline and turned what looked like it was going to be a short gain into a first down run.
From our vantage point, I thought he went out of bounds, but he gets the first right at midfield, exactly at the 50-yard line. And they gave him some extra yards there, so that's a good spot for Old Bridge.
Great job there by Nugent, and, obviously he has good speed. He is deceptively quick, able to outrun those edge rushers with ease. This time he'll roll to his left, looking to throw. Has time, it's running out, and he'll dump it off incomplete out of bounds. Effectively a throwaway there for Nugent.
Nugent there could have tried to force something going upfield there, but no need to take the hit or unnecessarily try to force the ball in there. Throws it away. Second down now.
2nd and 10 for the Knights. Ball at the Monroe 47-yard line. Nugent looking toward his sideline here ahead of the second down snap. It's an empty shotgun set. 3 receivers wide to the left, 2 wide right. And again, Nugent will look toward the bench. The Knights never fail to get to the line quickly. That does not mean they are going to snap it quickly. 6.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Nugent looking to throw. Time running out, and Nugent is sacked. Daniel Rapps takes down the Knights quarterback for a loss of a yard, and that will bring up 3rd and long.
Rapps able to wrap up Nugent there, which is no easy feat. And once again, 3rd and long here for Old Bridge.
We said it during the pregame, Nick. Nugent, for the most part, has been sack-free this year. I'd have to dig and see if they keep that statistic or probably add up every game, the sacks for the opposition, but he does not get taken down behind the line of scrimmage very often, especially on pass plays. 3rd and 11. Nugent looking right, pressure coming up the middle. He rolls left now. Looking downfield, time running out. Nugent breaks 1 tackle, but not the second, as he's forced out of bounds for a loss of 2 more. And Nick, I cannot recall the last time we saw Brody Nugent sacked on consecutive plays.
Well, kudos to Monroe here. Defensive line bringing the pressure. So far this whole game, Nugent has to escape the pocket pretty early. Gets to the sideline, and there's no space from there. He takes the sack.
Keep in mind, punt formation never guarantees the Knights will punt. However, Nugent not out there this time. It will be Tomas Santos into punt. It's a good kick. A lot of hang time on it. Fair catch called for and made by Mitzel. So the Knights go 3 and out and then pick up a first down on drive number 2 via the Nugent run. After that, 3 downs followed by a punt. Dave, are you concerned if you're Old Bridge with the slow start offensively?
As long as your defense is keeping Monroe at bay, and really they only got burned for that one play, Joe, on the halfback toss, the halfback option throw. Other than that, they've stiffened up. They got the ball back pretty much where they got it, or where they left off on their first drive. And sure, you'd like to get a little bit more yards. You'd like to get some scores here in the first quarter. But as long as your defense is holding Monroe at bay, all good. 5.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Still plenty of time.
Curious to see if the Falcons have any more tricks in the bag on this drive. Picked up a huge chunk to open drive number 1. Hughes in motion pre-snap, comes back to take the handoff. He does find a hole, but it's a very short gain of about a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up.
It looks like outside of that halfback pass, Monroe looking to establish the run here early, to no avail so far.
Well, looking back to the meeting between these two teams last year, something that I picked up in that game was how often the Falcons looked to utilize the screen game. And I think more often than throwing it to the halfback, they look to throw screens to the wideouts. We've already seen one. And earlier this year, we saw that at times, this Old Bridge defensive front can be vulnerable against the halfback screen. So I'm curious to see how long it will be before the Falcons look to throw a halfback screen and perhaps slow down this pass rush a bit. They'll hand off a second time on 2nd and 9. And looks like a gain of maybe a yard. They gave him 2 on first down. So that play goes for a gain of 1, maybe 1.5. We'll give him a 3rd and 6.
Yeah, and the way that Monroe is going to be able to make a difference here against Old Bridge is going to have to be with those big yardage plays. So right now, these short runs, not doing it for them. 3rd and about 6 here.
On 3rd and 6, the Falcons line up in the shotgun, trips to the right. One receiver wide left, Hughes in the backfield alongside Abbas. Pre-snap motion from Richter. And a timeout was called by the Monroe bench. First timeout of this game with 3:44 remaining in the opening quarter. And a big third down coming up here for Monroe. At the very least, even if you don't score on this drive, if you can control possession for a bit, you can really shorten this game. Keep in mind as well, it's a bit early, but the Falcons do get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, and the key here, obviously, you want to convert this first down because punting-wise here from this position, Old Bridge likely gets the ball back somewhere between the 45 and 50, and it'll set them up for a shorter distance to go. So at the very least, like you're saying, you want to control possession here, but you want to flip field position and get yourself upfield a little more.
That's a good point you make, Nick, and something that we've spoken about plenty is how sometimes the best way to move the ball could be on defense. If you continue to force 3 and outs, the odds dictate that your offense is going to take over in progressively better field position as you go. Of course, you'd like to convert good field position into points, but if you can't, at the very least, your defense can give the ball back to your offense with good starting field position. It's a third down throw, and it's a poor throw. Was it caught? Because if it was, that's a loss of 3.
He's better off dropping that.
Yeah.
I mean, to throw the ball there 1 yard past the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 6. Apparently he did catch it.
He
did. He lost 3 yards, so I don't know if that wasn't the forward pass then if he lost 3 yards. So.
I think it was hardly forward, but just forward. And either way, Makai Singer, the intended target, they looked to set up what I thought was a screen, but Richter didn't block, so I'm not sure what the intent was there. Had it been a screen, the Knights had the personnel there anyway. And now the Knights have 2 deep for the punt. Nugent and Diaz. It's a low line drive kick. It bounces straight into the arms of Diaz. He works toward the near side, has some room. Has blocking. He's across the 40, across the 30, and out of bounds just inside the Monroe 25-yard line.
Yeah.
Flag down.
Let's see what the flag is, but about a net gain of like 5-6 yards on the punt.
That's good eyes from Dave. I still don't see the flag. He's pointing, and I still don't see it, but I see the official where the flag was thrown, so.
It's right at the 50, Joe, by the 0 by the 50.
There it is.
Had to be.
Let's see if we can spot it here.
Block. That's what I think it'd be.
Yeah, I think they got Old Bridge for a hold. I think it was a hold on Valinati. But the officials are still discussing it. Old Bridge appears ready to get started around their own 48. Well, Nick, the Knights are backing up the 10 yards, and to give away that kind of field position on a hold really stings because the hold may have bought you a few extra yards, but at the very least, Valinati, before the hold, I think he had his return man across the 40 maybe? And now they're backing Old Bridge to where they were, or at least close to it.
The ball was caught about the 48. Yeah, that's pretty much where they're gonna back it up because he took the 2 steps backwards, and they're gonna mark right at the 50, the spot of the foul. Still pretty good field position, but not as good as when you ran it back to inside the 30.
1st and 10 Knights, ball at midfield. Rizzo joins Nugent in the backfield and takes the first down handoff. He breaks a tackle. He's across the 40, across the 35-30, and tackled just shy of the Falcons' 25.
Well, it just took one play to get back to where Old Bridge was without the flag there. Really good, strong running there by Rizzo.
Oh, you will take that if you're Old Bridge. Holding penalty, no problem. Right back on schedule offensively. As Nugent hands off to Rizzo again, he has a hole, he has room, he's inside the 20 and brought down just short of the 10.
Well, right now there's no answer for Rizzo, and Old Bridge is continuing to run the ball downfield with him.
Old Bridge with a first down just outside the 10. They can pick up a first down here. First and 10 from the 11. Rizzo takes a third straight handoff, has blocking, and he is being wrestled down as he was fighting for additional yardage there at the end of that run. Ball spotted at the 3. Second down and 2 coming up, make it 2nd and 1.
So with the short distance now to the first down marker, we'll see if they attempt to throw one to the end zone here. And they can always go back to Rizzo on third down for 1 yard.
If I'm Old Bridge, pound the rock. They've shown no ability to stop it on this drive.
Spread out a little bit here, the receivers, we'll see.
You have to watch the keeper as well, but it goes right back to Rizzo, and he takes it across the goal line for an Old Bridge touchdown.
Just pure domination on this drive by Rizzo. 50 yards rushing on this drive, and he gets rewarded with a touchdown.
No answer whatsoever for Chase Rizzo on that drive. A great job by the Knights offensive line. And Old Bridge, following the holding penalty on the punt return, responds with a 50-yard touchdown drive, punctuated by the 3-yard run from Chase Rizzo. Extra point coming up here. And the PAT is good. The long snapper, Christopher Benford, Griffin Nugent on the hold, and Michael Ferretto on the extra point to put the Knights in front, 7-0.
And that PAT, that was a nice kick. that would have been good from like 20-plus yards on a field goal.
Ferretto has a big leg, and we've seen it throughout the season. They've given him chances late in games for longer kicks on the plus side of 40 yards, and he has been able to drill those. So Ferretto definitely a kicker that in a close game late, should you end up beyond 40 yards out for a field goal, he could deliver from that distance and has shown his big leg off time and time again throughout the 2025 campaign.
Well, let's get ready to kick off here. And now Monroe has to answer here because Old Bridge, as we know, enters tonight's game having scored 187 points while allowing just 48 through the first 6 games of the season. So that differential tells you just how dominant they've been. So Monroe needs to really score here if they want to answer back and keep things close.
1 minute and 16 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. Old Bridge over Monroe, 7-0. And Ferretto gets set to send this one away. And the kick was initially muffed. Hughes does pick it up and doesn't get very far as he is slammed down just past the 10-yard line. In on that tackle was John Raimondi Jr.
Great job there with the special teams to take the tackle after the muff and really pin Monroe pretty deep.
And really not much Hughes could do after he muffed it. And Daz in there as well. And I think Tommy Kassoff might have been the first one to contact him. But Raimondi did not miss the chance to fire up that special teams unit after the play was over, that's for sure. Pre-snap motion, Hughes. He sets up wide to the left. Trips already over there. They throw the screen incomplete. And if you're the Falcons, those are incompletions you can't afford. They had the blocking set up, and I think once you see that pre-snap motion as the Old Bridge defense, you have to be ready for that screen, no matter, as Hughes couldn't make the catch.
Yeah, we've seen that right there off his fingertips, and the previous play on third down on their last drive, a screen that didn't really work out too well for them either.
And I think they had the blocking there. If I'm seeing things correctly, Kassoff was probably the man assigned to Hughes defensively. Monroe will hand off here on second down. Hughes with running room. He's out across the 20 and is tripped up along the sideline, about 2 or 3 yards short of a first down.
Strong run there. Good blocking out front and a solid gain. So about 2 yards away here for a first down.
And I think they've moved him up a yard. They gave him 9, so it will be 3rd and 1. And if you're the Falcons here, you have to find a way to pick this up. It appears Monroe is getting set to line up in that strong pistol look again. 2 men in the backfield along with Abbas. They'll send Devereaux to the right and hand off for a nice gain. Hughes picks up the first down, and good tackle there in the open field as well.
So Hughes able to get the first down there. Good blocking again. And right now Monroe is making some incremental gains, but they're all going in the right direction.
That's a really good stop in the open field by Noah Rios as well, because if he doesn't make that tackle, Hughes might go all the way for a touchdown. That play was really well blocked up front, and if Hughes can make Rios miss, there was a lot of green in front of him and not any defenders in black. 1st and 10 Monroe. Ball at their own 28-yard line. Snap goes to Richter, and he is stuffed after a gain of about 4 on the carry. That will do it for quarter number 1. We are through 12 minutes from Lombardi Field in Old Bridge. Our score, the Knights 7 and the Falcons nothing. With that, we will throw it to a very quick break. We'll be right back from Lombardi Field.
At MassMutual Tri-State, our financial professionals are dedicated to your financial well-being and focused on helping you achieve your financial goals. We provide expertise in crafting strategies that align with your specific needs. We offer industry-leading insurance solutions, financial planning, and wealth management tailored to support your pursuit of a financially secure future. Whether you're planning for retirement, protecting your loved ones, or growing your wealth, we're here to guide you every step of the way. So please call Rich Caruso at 732-623-5700 with any questions and to set an appointment with one of our financial professionals. Thank you. Local firms are sales offices of Massachusetts Mutual Life Insurance Company, MassMutual, Springfield, Massachusetts, and are not subsidiaries of MassMutual or its affiliated companies. Securities and investment advisory services offered through qualified registered representatives of MML Investor Services, LLC. Member SIPC, 732-623-5700.
And we are back from Old Bridge, where the Knights take a 7-0 lead into the second quarter. Monroe in possession of the football with a 2nd down and about 7 coming up here. Ball still inside of their own 30. And Nick, that first down they picked up, albeit a 3rd and 1, still a really big first down. You have to try and keep the ball away from Old Bridge as long as you can, as the Falcons will run it again here on 2nd down. And Hughes was able to pick up 2 or 3 yards there. So 3rd down and 4 coming up. And Nick, this 3rd down, another big one. You need to keep the ball away from the Knights and try and put some points on the board, because last year it was a major offensive struggle against this Knights defense for Monroe.
Well, even if they don't end up scoring here, you want to eat some clock so that Old Bridge can't get that explosive offense going. Touchdown game right now, and for Monroe, you want to try to get past the midfield.
No, it's all right.
They'll run it again on 3rd down and come up about 2 yards short of a first down. Make it a 4th and 1. So big play now, as you would expect Monroe to go for this. On the carry, Logan Richter is down. He did not get up after that play ended. Looked like maybe someone rolled over on his ankle, but he remains seated on the turf ahead of what will be a 4th down and 1.
Well, let's hope he's okay. And the question now is, does Monroe go for this?
I think you have to go here. It's 4th and 1. I understand it's in your own territory, inside of your own 40-yard line, but I think you need to go for this. You need to be confident that your offense can pick up a yard. There has to be a play you have in the playbook for situations like this. You would like to save that for perhaps a bigger spot late in the game, but given the score, in the game last year.
Yeah.
The fact that he didn't score any points, I think you have to go here.
Yeah,
I think you have to go.
You have to give the ball to Hughes. Let him run it. He should be able to pick up the yard.
I think the concern becomes Old Bridge knowing that you're probably going to run it, and if you don't run a play with any misdirection and challenge that Old Bridge defensive front against your own offensive line, that's a tough spot to be in. If you do run some misdirection, as we've seen more than once already, that delays the handoff just a bit, and you know the Knights are coming here on third down.
Well, let's see. Maybe a screen pass to Logan Richter on fourth down here.
That would be very high risk. It's a direct snap, and it's a poor snap to Hughes. Can he find the room? He will. He has the first down. And that is a big-time play by Julian Hughes to recover after a poor snap and pick up a big 2 yards on 4th and 1.
Great job there by Hughes after that poor snap. He ends up getting the ball, and he has to run about 9 yards to pick up the 1 yard for the first down.
Watching it back, there is the question to be asked, is that on the center? Is that on Hughes? Because the play seemed to be designed with the quarterback lined up under the center. They motioned Abbas out of the backfield. So I don't believe Hughes was lined up directly under center, and I think the ball was snapped in an awkward spot. As that screen pass is complete, and making a man miss was Makai Singer. He picks up about 3 on first down, but I think that snap was put where the quarterback was originally positioned, and that's why it was slightly off to the right of Hughes.
Right, because there was the motion, and Hughes was kind of moving too, but it all worked out in the end for Monroe.
Yeah, I think they had Abbas lined up under center in the shotgun, but in line with the center, and you can't motion both of those players at the same time, so your center has to snap that ball in a bit of an unorthodox direction. And I think that's what got them there. But they pick up the first, pick up 3 on first down. And again, they will throw the screen on second down, and that play goes nowhere. Hughes driven down at the line of scrimmage. No gain. 3rd and 7 coming up.
Well, big third down here. I'd imagine this is 4 down territory for them again.
I would say yes if you get close. You can't go for it on what would be a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7.
They might try to half the distance here, get some yardage if they know they're going for it on 4th.
It's a pistol look. Devereaux and Hughes in the offensive backfield along with Abbas on a 3rd down and 7. Abbas looked to keep it and fumbled the football. The Knights appear to be on top of it, and if so, Old Bridge would take over in plus territory, and indeed it is Knights football as Justin Valinati comes away with it, and just like that, the Knights defense is off the field, and this time the Falcons can't overcome a miscue on the offensive side.
Well, wasn't really forced. It was just kind of on that handoff there that the ball goes to the ground, and Old Bridge able to pounce on it.
And if you're the Falcons, that is inexcusable. And it's really tough to tell if Abbas got caught trying to keep it or if there was just a fumble on the exchange.
I don't know if he. I guess it was
that
an
was a triple option.
It was
a triple option,
yeah,
Nick.
so
it was a triple option.
He kind of maybe pulled back too late.
I think what happened is Abbas had decided he was going to hand it off, and the up man in the backfield, Devereaux, just didn't expect that, and the ball was fumbled. But I think Abbas was trying to hand it off because he did not make a move as if he was getting ready to pitch it. But that was a triple option. As the Knights hand off to Chase Rizzo, plenty of room, and there he goes. Chase Rizzo with his 2nd touchdown of the night. Perfectly blocked up front by Old Bridge, and Rizzo takes it the distance for a Knights touchdown.
Rizzo closing in on 100 yards rushing here, and it's 8:19 left in the first half. 2 touchdowns already here for Rizzo, and right now, Monroe has no answer for Rizzo.
It's a 43-yard touchdown run for Chase Rizzo, the 2nd time he's found the end zone tonight. And look at that blocking by the Old Bridge offensive line. At least 2 Monroe defenders, maybe 3, put down on the turf. And the Knights paving the way for Chase Rizzo to find the end zone for a second time. Now lead it 13-0. Get a look at this blocking up front, Nick. No resistance as Rizzo takes it in for 6.
So the Knights are going to be, well, the Knights commit the dead ball foul here. So I guess that's going to impact the spotting here on the kickoff.
Yeah, I think if you're Monroe, you're definitely enforcing that on the kickoff. But if you're Monroe and you don't fumble the ball there, let's say they just get stopped for no gain, at least you're forcing Old Bridge to drive it. Now, granted, I'm not sure it would have mattered given the blocking on that play, whether they started at the 43 or at their own 3. That play was going for a touchdown regardless. But it has to be demoralizing for your defense and for your team and the sideline as a whole to have that fumble on 3rd down. Good snap, good hold, and another good kick by Michael Ferretto. Old Bridge now leads 14-0 with 8:19 to go in this first half. And now, if there wasn't pressure on Monroe before, it is firmly upon the shoulders of the Falcons ahead of this offensive drive.
Yeah, it's coming down to this drive here. This is going to be a make or break one, Joe, as we get another look here at the Rizzo run. And there's that huge block you were talking about right there, as the offensive line there, specifically Matt Caruso, just obliterated the defense.
We're going to look at this play one more time, Dave. I'm going to tell you when to stop it. Watch the Falcons defenders on the edge. They have to respect Nugent. They have to respect Allsbrook. I'm going to tell you when to pause it, Dave. Right there. 3 defenders got caught flat-footed there on the edge, and that's why there was so much room. You have 3 defenders who have their eyes in the offensive backfield. All of them were caught flat-footed as Rizzo took the handoff, and I think the way he's run the football, you have to have at least one of those defenders going after the Knights running back. You have one assigned to the quarterback, maybe one assigned to Allsbrook, but when you have 3 defenders get caught flat-footed in that position, and you could argue a 4th in the secondary, there's really not much your defense can do there. You just don't have the numbers up front, and then you get the blocks like we saw from the Old Bridge offensive line, and there's just no chance for you defensively.
Yeah, you need to have all eyes there on Rizzo to have any chance. Now let's see this kickoff a little backed up after the flag. Let's see if Ferretto could make up the difference here with his big boot anyway.
We've seen at times the Knights a bit vulnerable on special teams when it comes to the big returns. I think if a team ever needed one against Old Bridge, now would be that time for Monroe. And we'll see what they can do here. Devereaux out across the 35. Really couldn't find any room there as he's ushered out of bounds just short of the 40-yard line. So good field position for Monroe, not great. And I think you'll take this if you're the Knights following the penalty.
You'll take this field position here, but right now, Monroe needs to get that big explosive play. They had that, their first big offensive play of the game to get some positive yardage, but all their passes since then have gone for no more than 2 or 3 yards.
Well, Dave, you and I got to look at this Monroe team last year. Is there anything they can do to get on track offensively?
It looked like they were leaning on the power run game. Joe, right now they're working without a backfield and leaning on the screen here as we see again. So, it looked like the power run game was working at first, but Old Bridge is on top of everything right now.
Yeah, and I said it before. I really thought that at some point they would look to throw a halfback screen because we've seen the Knights at times this year, particularly on the first play against Edison, vulnerable to the halfback screen. That's just one notable example, but you have to find a way to slow down this rush, whether it's for a run stop up front or on the rare occasions where they've looked to drop back and pass. They've only thrown one conventional pass, and that was on 4th down earlier in the game. That came on their opening drive, and the pass was off target, incomplete for a turnover on downs.
Yeah, and that pass there ends up with a loss of 3. So they need to look to throw the ball more downfield here, as that's another bad snap.
A really poor snap, and I think the Knights are on top of it. I don't believe Abbas was able to recover. And if Old Bridge is on top of this one, they take over just outside of the Monroe 25. The Knights have it, and they have forced the second Falcons turnover of this first half.
Well, Joe, we said it's going to be a make-or-break drive here for Monroe, and it breaks there. And the thing here about Old Bridge is back-to-back turnover recoveries, and neither of them they forced. It's all on the bad snaps or the bad handoff.
That one undoubtedly a poor snap, and I think when you have the play design you had on the last drive, that snap is on the center as well. But if you're Monroe, you have to at the very least control what you can control, and whether or not you effectively snap the football, whether or not you properly exchange on a handoff, you firmly control that. There is nothing the Knights can really do to make you snap the ball in that fashion.
Yeah. Self-inflicted wounds right now for Monroe on these last two possessions.
Nugent throws. He's nearly picked. Well, that was awfully dangerous. Luke Polachek got his hands on it, and if he picks that off, he's gone.
Yeah, that would have been a huge momentum changer there because Noah was in front of him there. He would have probably took that to the end zone.
And that is just a rare, poor read by Brody Nugent. He threw it effectively straight to Polachek, and he just couldn't handle it. Came in hot. By no means is that Polachek's fault, but chance to make a big play there goes by the wayside as Nugent is flushed out to his right. Looking downfield, he throws incomplete. Pass intended for Michael Chiarella.
Well, one thing Monroe has done well all evening, Joe, is they have not allowed Nugent to stay in the pocket and pass. He's constantly being forced out, and in the passing game, not much going on here too positively.
So it will be 3rd and 10. And I mentioned it before. If Old Bridge ends up in a situation where they are willing to kick a 40-plus yard field goal, they have a kicker who can do that. Whether or not they would do it this early in a game, I think that's doubtful, but the option would be there should they end up in a 4th and long. That being said, if you're Monroe, you have a chance to hold Old Bridge without any points on this drive if you can come up with a stop here on 3rd and 10. Empty backfield for Nugent. He's in the gun. Does have a man lined up on the line of scrimmage. That was Olivencia. Nugent flushed out left, throwing end zone. Allsbrook open, and he makes the catch for a Knights touchdown. Amari Allsbrook into the end zone for a 27-yard Knights touchdown, and Old Bridge leads it by 20.
Nugent gets forced out. Allsbrook comes cross field as Nugent's kind of scrambling there as he was on the bottom of your screen and just ends up open in the end zone as the defense couldn't stick with him.
Well, they had a chance to sack him, and Nugent just too elusive. He avoids the rush, rolls to his left, and once Nugent gets out of the pocket, he can make big plays with his legs and with his arm. That time it's the arm as he connects with Allsbrook for the 3rd Knights touchdown of this first half. Ferretto's extra point is up and good. Old Bridge leads it 21-0.
Well, the route could be on now, Joe, if Monroe is unable to get a touchdown in this possession here with 6:53 left in the first half.
It's T-shirt time here in Old Bridge, and as always, the atmosphere top-notch here at Lombardi Field. Blackout night, homecoming game, plenty to be excited about for fans of Knights football.
Oh, nothing will make them more excited than free T-shirts.
While we have a minute as well, Nick, I'll have to dig through the data here, but the Knights, after Week 5 in the BCC Top 10, Old Bridge ranked 8th with a record of 5-1. Notable about those rankings, Old Bridge in 8th, behind them in 9th, fellow divisional team Piscataway, a team that beat Old Bridge this season, so you know the Chiefs are looking at that and asking what gives. Old Bridge one spot above them in the standings right now. In terms of the playoffs, the NJS IAA playoff watch for Week 6 features Old Bridge ranked number 4 in Central Jersey Group 5. So that's something to keep in mind as well as we head toward the postseason. And we have another Monroe turnover. The kickoff is muffed, and it is recovered by Old Bridge. Mackay Singer couldn't receive it cleanly, and the Knights get on top of it as they will take over at the Falcons' 30-yard line.
Well, Joe, that's 3 turnovers in a row now, and none of them were forced by Old Bridge, but what counts is they're able to recover those fumbles.
In fact, Old Bridge will take over inside the 30. They spot this one at the 28, and this second quarter has been disastrous for Monroe. That drive that ended the first for Old Bridge definitely cause for concern, as Rizzo did all of the work on that drive through the run game, virtually unopposed. But this second quarter with the turnovers has been a mess for the Falcons. As Nugent looks to throw, has plenty of time. He throws downfield, and he has Allsbrook for another touchdown. How about the strong hands by the Knights wideout, as he had to go and get that one away from his body. Now, there is a pink flag down on the field, and it is a penalty against Old Bridge. So one of the officials throwing a pink flag has the Knights for an ineligible man downfield. So take the touchdown off the board. Didn't see the flag come in until very late there, but you did catch it at the bottom of the frame. That touchdown wiped off the board, and they'll back up the Knights 10 yards.
Well, unfortunate there for Old Bridge, but
make it 5 yards.
Still in good field position.
They will replay first down, first at 15. Empty backfield, Nugent takes off. He has good blocking. He's inside the 25 and wrestled down just short of the 20. Give him the 22-yard line. Second down and 9 coming up here after a gain. We'll make that a second down and about 4 here. Gain of 11 on the play. Nugent will keep again. And he is in the open field, up the sideline, and in for another Knights touchdown. Brody Nugent takes it the distance untouched. It's a 22-yard run for the Knights quarterback. And you can put those 6 points back on the board. Old Bridge in front, 27-0.
Well, it didn't take long for the Knights to find the end zone after the penalty. And the route is on.
Nugent a blur on that play. There was never a Falcon in his vicinity on that run. Well blocked up front once again by the Old Bridge offensive line. And the Knights are out to a 4-touchdown lead here in the second quarter. Still over 6 minutes to play as a flag comes out. We'll see if they get the Knights for early movement or the Falcons for offsides. That will be against the Falcons. Does Old Bridge go for 2 here? And it will be against Old Bridge. So initially they pointed in the direction of Monroe, but I think that is the right call. There was movement on the left side of the Knights line. All right, so the signal was false start. However, the Knights declined the penalty. So I'm not sure what happened here. And that is not a false start. So it was a penalty against Monroe that was signaled initially. Now they are backing the Knights up again. So a lot of confusion. A lot of confusion here. I'm not sure anybody down in the field knows what the call was. They're playing it out as if it was a false start. I did not see one on the replay. I thought in real time there was some movement on the left side ahead of the snap. But everybody is confused, including the public address. So add us to that list. Didn't see any early movement there. But they back up the Knights 5 yards. Ferretto will try again. And his kick is good. So put the point on the board, 28-0. Old Bridge over Monroe. 6:16 to go in the second quarter.
Well, dominating now by Old Bridge of taking advantage when they get the ball. And they've scored off every turnover so far in this game.
Well, Nugent with a quick juke. Leaves a defender at the line of scrimmage in the dust and is untouched on his way to the end zone for a touchdown. But we've seen just about everything that makes this Knights offense so good in this game. Brody Nugent carrying the football. Chase Rizzo, dynamic as a ball carrier. Nugent with the ability to throw on the move. Amari Alsbrook among several receivers on this team with great hands. I think on that touchdown that was called back, we got to look at how good his hands are. He's also a threat to carry the football, and I think we saw how much the Falcons respect him on the touchdown run by Rizzo, the second run that is. 3 defenders caught watching the offensive backfield. Alsbrook back there, Nugent back there. Not enough attention paid to Rizzo, who took it the distance. But after a pretty good start for Monroe defensively, seems like everything has fallen apart at the same time. Offensive miscues, a turnover on special teams, and now an inability to stop this Knights offense. They're rolling here.
Yeah, I think right now if you're Monroe, your goal here, to keep it simple, is just not to turn the ball over on this drive.
Well, that won't be a turnover, but several Knights all over the return man there. Polachek took a big hit at the end of it, and Monroe will get started at their own 30-yard line. But if you're the Falcons here, I think very quickly the focus has gone from bleeding clock and keeping this within striking distance to finding something positive to take away from this first half and then seeing where that takes you.
I think they need to air it out now.
Can they?
They have to try. They shouldn't really be running the ball, and they shouldn't be throwing the ball 1-yard screens anymore either at this point.
I'm almost tempted after that throw on the opening drive to say maybe you run some sets with Devereaux at quarterback, and you can have him carry the football if you so choose, but we've also seen he can throw it. Maybe some trickery in that regard. Abbas swings it out to his left. They have some blocking set up. Hughes with a nice move makes a man miss and is tripped up just shy of the sticks. At around the 40-yard line, we'll see if they give him a first down. I did not think he got it, but the line judge on the far sideline, they gave it to him. They did not give it to him over here. So
that's what you want, though, if you're Monroe. You want these big chunk plays of positive yardage.
And I think that goes to the point I made before. Those halfback screens, you might be able to use that to catch the Knights' pass rush getting a bit greedy. And they swung that pass out to the back, and he had room with blocking. This handoff goes to Devereaux, and he's stacked up. On the far sideline, they gave it to him. On the near side, they motioned first down. I did not think he got it.
Didn't look like it, but they're going to give him the first.
Well, you will certainly take that if you're Monroe. And I think the way that they've run their offense in this game, plenty of ground game, short passes, you're looking at one more possession for Monroe in this half. If you're lucky, maybe 2. But I think if you're Monroe, the focus here is get points on this drive and take some time with you. They'll swing it out to the back again. That's a backwards pass, and it goes nowhere. 2 Knights in the area, and Luke Mercil on the tackle stops that one for no gain.
Ill-advised pass. Big loss there, 5 yards on that play.
Well, they announced number 20 as Jason Benford. We do not have Jason Benford as wearing number 20. So that's something to note moving forward.
We have it as Luke, right?
Yeah, Luke Mercil, yep.
Luke Mercil.
Yep.
Luke Mercil.
We have 2 rosters with that information. Shotgun set for the Falcons here after a big loss of almost 6 yards on the first down swing pass. Trips to the right. They'll send Richter in motion here. He joins the backfield. And they'll hand off up the middle for no gain. Make it a loss of a couple as the Knights are selling out at the line of scrimmage, daring the Falcons to pass. So far, Monroe has not obliged.
Well, that's what Old Bridge wants right now, to be able to continue to force Monroe backwards here with their runs.
And with 3rd down and a mile coming up here, the Knights have taken a timeout.
Well, they want to get the ball back.
They have plenty of time. They have plenty of time. I'm surprised they took a timeout there. Maybe there's something they wanted to talk over ahead of this 3rd down, but I think what we've seen so far in this first half, Nick, is just a complete unwillingness by the Falcons to pass the football. And when they have thrown it, it's been predominantly screen passes, and that was the case last year as well. So I think we're getting in part what we expected from the play calling on the Monroe side, but I think last year they were able to keep the game a bit closer for a bit longer. It's now a 4-touchdown game, and time not on your side, especially in this first half. I'm a bit surprised they haven't done more to try and get the ball down the field.
Yeah, that's what they're going to have to do here. If the deficit stays as it is, they need to move the ball downfield and quickly. And those screen passes behind the line of scrimmage probably aren't going to cut it.
Instant pressure. It's a short screen over the middle. Devereaux has it, and he'll pick up about 7 or 8 yards on that play. So I'm not sure about the placement of the ball there, but I like the play call.
Wow.
Devereaux had to go up over his own offensive lineman and steal it away.
4th and 9 now. They're going to have to go for it, obviously.
I don't know about that.
That'll bring up 4th down and 9 for the Falcons.
See what they do here. I think what it comes down to is, do you feel as if you have a better chance of a stop defensively or converting a 4th down and 9?
They're going to go for it.
I think it's a coin toss at this point. When it's a coin toss, I say go for it. So I do agree with the decision. But they will punt. Abbas sends it away. It bounces around the 35 and comes to rest at the 34-yard line. So I don't have a problem with the punt, Nick. I just think from what we've seen on the last 4 drives, I like your odds better on 4th and 9.
Absolutely. Definitely agree with you there. And now you're giving the ball to a high-powered offense right now in the Knights, who are looking to score once again. And I think just that, I know it's in the first half, but down 28, you need to try to convert there.
Yeah, guys, and just getting back to that punt, this is going to be the first play that Old Bridge is running on their side of the football field since midway through the first quarter.
And it could be a big one. Open man, pass complete, Knights touchdown. Michael Chiarella over the top from Brody Nugent, and Old Bridge wastes no time getting back up on the board. They lead it 34-0.
Well, that's what these Knights are able to do. They can really score from anywhere. So, again, goes back to Monroe punting the ball when they're already down a bunch. But nice job there by the Knights to score on the first play of their possession.
Look at the amount of separation Chiarella had on that route. And he had 5 to 7 yards of separation on that play.
Well, Chiarella probably inspired by Dave in this pregame interview.
Ferretto's extra point upcoming. Old Bridge now leading by 34. And this Knights offense, after a bit of a slow start, is looking as good as they have all season right now.
Well, guys, I was going to say, backing up to that punt situation is it gives your defense at least a chance, to play not from inside your own 30, but just like you guys mentioned, it hardly mattered as going right back to pass for the long bomb that time. Chiarella gets the touchdown, and now the floodgates have opened up at 35-0. And don't forget, guys, that if they go into the half with a clean sheet, you're talking about 10 straight quarters now with the Knights not having allowed a single point. And certainly that's going to be on their minds in the second half as well, as it looked like looks like this game has already gotten away from Monroe, and now it's a matter of can they even put a dent right now in the scoring.
Right, Dave, and like you mentioned, the blank sheets, 48-0 win over New Brunswick, 24-0 over Morristown, and now it's 35-0 right here with 2:43 left to play in this first half.
Well, we've said it many times the last few weeks now. This Knights team looking as dominant as we have seen them in a long time. And Dave, while we have a break, let's get a look at the Knights' upcoming schedule and see who they have left on the schedule this year. I know the schedule that they have in 2025, very, very similar to last year's, if not identical. And getting a look ahead, two teams that they faced last year, Hunterdon Central and Colonia. It was a huge win over Hunterdon Central last year, 35-8. The game against Colonia could be a really big one down the line this season. So we'll be excited to travel on the road for that game this year. Where were we at Colonia last year? I think we're back here this year. So we were on the road last year. We're visiting Hunterdon Central this year, correct? Correct.
Is the return man.
Your microphone is still on.
Yeah, sorry, Joe. Yeah, the Colonia game was the game, the season finale last year that went actually into double overtime, Joe. It was a thriller that both teams really needed for playoff positioning. Turned out I think both teams actually made the postseason anyway, but it was a huge one in Colonia. And that game here in Old Bridge on the season finale, that should be an awesome, awesome game to end the year.
Now, I think a fair question coming out of that game last year, and I think the answer is no. Would the Knights have made the postseason if they lost that game?
I think so, yeah. I think they were positioned. It was more about where in the postseason, foray they would end up, but it certainly, was a good win for them because it was a good win against a good team.
Might have been game of the year on PDF. It still leads our intro, that touchdown call you had at the end of that game. As the first down carry by Devereaux goes for a gain of maybe a yard. About 2:20 to go in this first half, and timeout was called by the officials for an injured Falcon down on the field.
Well, Joe, how do you feel about running the ball right now, where we just saw that run play, where we are as far as score and game clock is concerned?
Well, I think it's a concession of we're willing to take this game to halftime because right now Monroe hasn't been able to gain any traction offensively, and they really haven't shown a willingness to throw outside of the screen game. And I think that's partly game plan. I think it's something we did see from this team last year, very heavily reliant on the screen game. But their defense in this one did get off to a good start. And I think their offense, at least at points, more so in the first quarter, early in the second, looked as if it might be beginning to pick up a bit. And then you had the miscues, and with the first one coming on that fumbled snap or the fumbled exchange, I think that just derailed things. You had the fumbled snap, they pick up the first, the fumbled exchange really hurt them, and then the fumbled kickoff put the nail in the coffin effectively. The Knights haven't been slowed down at all, and I think you're just looking to take something positive from this game now if you're Monroe.
But you also run the risk here of giving the ball back to the Knights. I don't know if they'll be taking a knee. Maybe they would, but
they will not take a knee.
No, so you might as well try to throw the ball.
You need one first down here to get it to halftime. But while we have a break for the injury, we'd like to thank a proud sponsor of Old Bridge Knights High School football, the Candied Ham softball team. You can check out Candied Ham over on Instagram at CandiedHam_official. Once again, the Candied Ham softball team, a proud sponsor of Old Bridge Knights High School football. The Knights and all of us here at PDF thank them for their support. Check them out over on Instagram. So a large contingent gathered around the injured player. I believe that was Devereaux who went down with the injury.
He's going to be carted off.
And that leads you to believe that this is a significant injury. Now, he was down on the turf grabbing at his ankle as we get a look around the National Gold this week. Monroe taking on Old Bridge, and East Brunswick will be at Piscataway. South Brunswick at Union. That's an out-of-division game for South Brunswick. But if you're Old Bridge, you're looking at the Piscataway game, of course, hoping that the Chiefs do pick up a loss in division. There's a look at the standings right now. And given what we've seen this year, I would say it is unlikely that Piscataway loses a divisional game. Now, anything can happen. You never really know. But the Knights have handled the division so well that it's hard to believe that a team that beat them could lose a game in division, barring a significant upset. So if you're Old Bridge right now, in terms of the division, you're hoping for an upset somewhere with a team defeating Piscataway. I think, given what we've seen, it's probably unlikely. As we mentioned before, the Knights in pretty good position in terms of playoffs right now. They are certainly in a far better position through 6 games than they were last year, 3-3 through 6 games last year. But their push to the postseason got started at Monroe 1 year ago today. Dave and I up in the stands at Monroe Township as there's a pass completion to Richter for a first down.
Yeah, I'm surprised they kind of abandoned going to Richter. It worked early on, and that's his first catch, I believe, since the opening possession.
I think he had the big play to start, and I think he had one more on a screen pass where he made a nice move. So I think you're right, Nick. That second catch did come on the first possession, so I think you're right. But for Old Bridge last year, as I was saying, the road to the postseason began at Monroe. The same 3 games wrap up the schedule this year as they did last year. And really the only difference in the scheduling this year was the first game. Everything else identical. But it was a cold night at Monroe on October 10th of last year. I tried to get up after the game, and my knees weren't cooperating as I was seated for the entire game. Quick screen pass goes to Richter once again, and he is taken down after a gain of about 2.
Pass again is complete to Richter.
The game against Hunterdon Central, as we mentioned before, next up for Old Bridge. Last year it was a decisive Knights win, 35-8. And then Colonia combined with Old Bridge to provide us what I would say is game of the year last year on PDF. Double overtime thriller. I think game of the year this season belongs to the AAL2 championship, at least of the YouTube games.
So this is probably going to be the last play of the half, unless it's a turnover.
Yep, the Knights content to let Monroe take the rest of the half with them as that's complete. First down completion goes to Ethan Mitzel. Monroe not really looking to hurry here. And I think with such little time left, why not hurry up? Shotgun look here. First down from the Monroe 41. Pass complete to the sideline. Richter makes a man miss. He needs to get out of bounds.
First down. Richter, very impressive here on this drive.
And that's a tackle that you rarely see this Knights team miss after that reception. It was a good move by Richter, and that's something that I picked up on watching the Patriots game against the Buffalo Bills, something Stephon Diggs does in the NFL quite a bit. He catches the ball, and his first move isn't looking to turn upfield. It's to turn toward the line of scrimmage and then upfield. And a lot of the time, when you have a defender driving on the receiver, you can get them to miss you as you make your move back toward the line of scrimmage. And once you catch that defender driving past you, you can make your move upfield and pick up some nice yardage.
Right. And interesting to note here, they took an additional 7 seconds off the clock, so 10.6 seconds now left here. We'll see how Monroe goes about this probably final play.
Yeah, they do have one timeout left, guys. They just used their second. So Monroe has one left. Old Bridge, for what it's worth, has 2. But you think maybe they can squeeze out a short yardage gain here and then maybe take a shot at the end zone to, get things settled here. Or if they can get a 20-yard gain here and stop the clock, maybe kick a field goal and, again, dent the scoreboard. Because at 35-0, it seems like the lead is insurmountable. But you would like to break up that streak, I believe it was South Brunswick that scored in the third quarter against Old Bridge in a game that you guys covered here, Joe. But since then, they had a shutout in the fourth quarter of that game. Obviously, 4 quarters against East Brunswick, and last week another shutout. So looking to take another one here into halftime against Monroe.
Well, last year, Old Bridge put up 38 points against Monroe, albeit they were without Brody Nugent in that game. They put up 35 here in the first half, so this could be a really big offensive night for Old Bridge. Their season high last year was 38 in the game against Monroe as Abbas is running out of time, and he is dragged down by 3 Knights all the way back at the Monroe 44-yard line, and that will do it for the first half as Old Bridge puts an exclamation point on a huge first half, 35 points on the offensive side of things. The shutout streak continues on the defensive side of the ball as we get one more look at the sack to bring the first half to a close. Our score at halftime, the Knights 35 and the Falcons nothing. We'll take a break for halftime and a message from all of our great sponsors of Old Bridge Knights High School football when we come back, the second half from Lombardi Field in Old Bridge.
At MassMutual Tri-State, our financial professionals are dedicated to your financial well-being and focused on helping you achieve your financial goals. We provide expertise in crafting strategies that align with your specific needs. We offer industry-leading insurance solutions, financial planning, and wealth management tailored to support your pursuit of a financially secure future. Whether you're planning for retirement, protecting your loved ones, or growing your wealth, we're here to guide you every step of the way. So please call Rich Caruso at 732-623-5700 with any questions and to set an appointment with one of our financial professionals. Thank you. Local firms are sales offices of Massachusetts Mutual Life Insurance Company, MassMutual, Springfield, Massachusetts, and are not subsidiaries of MassMutual or its affiliated companies. Securities and investment advisory services offered through qualified registered representatives of MML Investor Services, LLC. Member SIPC, 732-623-5700.
Celebrating 65 years. The Old Bridge Rebels Youth Organization is the longest-running and most successful youth organization, serving Old Bridge Township. The Rebels are the premier football and cheer organization with a long and rich history in coaching and developing our community's future leaders. Through proper guidance and leadership, the Rebels program assists the youth in developing the qualities of safe play, discipline, teamwork, fundamentals, and well-being. We will continue to focus on these goals while maintaining a strong presence in the community. Check us out at swsrebels.org.
At Campbell Supply Company, we ensure prompt service and maintain an extensive inventory of parts, making sure that the components you need are readily available. We go the extra mile to exceed customer expectations and operate a fleet of over 55 delivery vans servicing New York, New Jersey, and Eastern Pennsylvania. Let Campbell Supply be your trusted partner for all your commercial and emergency vehicle needs. Contact us today or visit our conveniently located facilities to discover how our expertise can maximize the performance and reliability of your fleet.
For raising the standard in facility services and commercial cleaning look to Pritchard Industries. For over 35 years, our commitment to creating clean, healthy, and safe environments is unwavering, ensuring that your facility not only looks pristine, but also promotes well-being and productivity so your business can excel. Specializing in comprehensive commercial cleaning solutions, advanced facility services, responsible sustainable practices, and innovative technology, contact us now at pritchardindustries.com. Pritchard Industries, here for you.
When it comes to buying and selling a home, do it with Peter Hunt's Home Team, powered by Century 21. For years, Peter has dedicated his life to the real estate industry, offering help and care to all of his clients. With experience and proven results, Peter is an award-winning realtor and the top producer for Century 21 Action Plus. A resident of Old Bridge, put Peter to work at selling your home or finding the home of your dreams. Call 1-800-299-2129 or reach Peter directly at 9086-014-934.
At Maz Transport, we're ready to get your vacation started early with luxury airport service and your transportation needs. In fact, whether it's for corporate transport, trips to Atlantic City, a night in the city, date night, or any other need, Maz Transport is your choice for our luxury fleet to take you there in style. Call or text 732-2071-079 and let us know where you want to go, and we'll take care of the rest at Maz Transport.
This football season, stop by Market Boy Liquors, your hometown destination for over 20 years. Family owned and operated, our 8,000 square foot store features the largest beer cooler in the area, plus an unbeatable selection of wine, spirits, cigars, and craft beer. Conveniently located at 1132 Englishtown Road, Old Bridge, New Jersey, 08857, Market Boy Liquors is proud to serve our community with the best variety and friendly service. Call us today at 732-251-4616 and make Market Boy your game day headquarters.
Getting a home loan shouldn't feel like an obstacle course. At CMG Home Loans, getting a loan is simple. Our loan officers are here for you every step of the way. With over 2,000 five-star reviews, when you're ready to buy or refi, we'll work together to find the loan you need for the home you love. CMG Home Loans. Simplified, trusted, committed.
At Giuseppe's Old School Italian Pizzeria, we bring you the perfect blend of tradition and flavor. Whether you're craving a classic New York-style pizza, a hearty pasta dish, or a fresh Italian hero, we've got something for everyone. Stop by, grab a slice, and taste the difference of real old-school Italian cooking right here in Old Bridge, New Jersey. Giuseppe's, located at 2581 County Road 516 in Old Bridge. Simply delicious.
You gotta check out All American Ford.
All American Ford is number one.
All American Ford in Old Bridge is proudly family owned and operated, and we're the #1 Ford dealership in New Jersey.
All American Ford is the tri-state area's giant auto group. They always have the largest selection, and it's not even close. All American Ford is currently offering APR financing as low as 0%, low monthly lease specials, and thousands off MSRP.
Giant selection,
giant savings.
Go G-Men, and go All American Ford.
Shop online at allamericanfordandoldbridge.com.
At Function Forward Physical Therapy, we listen to your specific needs,
utilize manual therapy techniques to decrease pain and restore mobility, emphasize customized exercise plans, and are here to assist in all your function and fitness needs. Whether it's return to work or play rehab, fitness training, or our soft wave therapy program, we're here to help you get better, feel better, and live better. Function Forward Physical Therapy. Check us out today.
Since 2003, Elite Sports Physical Therapy of Morganville has developed customized care and physical therapy programs for thousands of athletes through evaluation and setting athletic goals. Whether a torn ACL, dislocated shoulder, or concussion is keeping you on the sidelines, our highly trained physical therapists can help you recover and return to the field or court in better shape than ever before. Come see what we are all about. Visit us at elitespt.com or call us today to book a consultation.
At Bagel Boy Bagel Shop in Old Bridge, we're more than just bagels. Come visit us at 2329 County Road 516, where we bake our bagels and bread fresh daily, have the freshest fruit and veggie platters, and an assortment of sandwiches and plates that are sure to satisfy. Bagel Boy is a proud sponsor of all things Old Bridge. Go Knights and go to Bagel Boy. 2329 County Road 516 and at bagelboyonline.com.
Old Bridge students, take advantage of the Old Bridge special at Bagel Boy. 10% off all purchases with your valid student ID.
Protect your family, pets, and your wallet with Anchor Pest Control. We provide coverage for all your pest removal needs, and our all-inclusive service saves you money. We've designed our services to be both comprehensive and budget-friendly for homeowners. Plus, with our premium service, you'll get a free mosquito application. See how Anchor stacks up against the competition. Visit us, anchorpestcontrol.net, or call 888-623-2847 for information and service.
At NJ Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, you are cared for in a relaxed and comfortable atmosphere. Our state-of-the-art facility and team allows to offer the latest technologies for recovery and healing. We are committed to restoring your well-being. We help patients get relief from pain by utilizing many different treatment methods, such as active release techniques, Graston technique, and so much more. Located in Morganville, check us out today and come see why we are the trusted name in physical therapy.
We are back here, halftime from Lombardi Field in Old Bridge, New Jersey. 35-0 is your halftime score, and we will yield to the Old Bridge band here that is performing here at the half. And when we come back, we'll get the second half started here live from Old Bridge. Stay with us.
One Valley Sports Complex after I did TORNE. I think I looked it up the other day and it came up with the
At MassMutual Tri-State, our financial professionals are dedicated to your financial well-being and focused on helping you achieve your financial goals. We provide expertise in crafting strategies that align with your specific needs. We offer industry-leading insurance solutions, financial planning, and wealth management tailored to support your pursuit of a financially secure future. Whether you're planning for retirement, protecting your loved ones, or growing your wealth, we're here to guide you every step of the way. So please call Rich Caruso at 732-623-5700 with any questions and to set an appointment with one of our financial professionals. Thank you. Local firms are sales offices of Massachusetts Mutual Life Insurance Company, Mass Mutual, Springfield, Massachusetts, and are not subsidiaries of Mass Mutual or its affiliated companies. Securities and investment advisory services offered through qualified registered representatives of MML Investor Services, LLC. Member SIPC 732-623-5700.
Celebrating 65 years. The Old Bridge Rebels Youth Organization is the longest-running and most successful youth organization, serving Old Bridge Township. The Rebels are the premier football and cheer organization with a long and rich history in coaching and developing our community's future leaders. Through proper guidance and leadership, the Rebels program assists the youth in developing the qualities of safe play, discipline, teamwork, fundamentals, and well-being. We will continue to focus on these goals while maintaining a strong presence in the community. Check us out at swsrebels.org.
At Campbell Supply Company, we ensure prompt service and maintain an extensive inventory of parts, making sure that the components you need are readily available. We go the extra mile to exceed customer expectations and operate a fleet of over 55 delivery vans servicing New York, New Jersey, and Eastern Pennsylvania. Let Campbell Supply be your trusted partner for all your commercial and emergency vehicle needs. Contact us today or visit our conveniently located facilities to discover how our expertise can maximize the performance and reliability of your fleet.
For raising the standard in facility services and commercial cleaning look to Pritchard Industries. For over 35 years, our commitment to creating clean, healthy, and safe environments is unwavering, ensuring that your facility not only looks pristine, but also promotes well-being and productivity so your business can excel. Specializing in comprehensive commercial cleaning solutions, advanced facility services, responsible sustainable practices, and innovative technology, contact us now at pritchardindustries.com. Pritchard Industries, here for you.
When it comes to buying and selling a home, do it with Peter Hunt's Home Team, powered by Century 21. For years, Peter has dedicated his life to the real estate industry, offering help and care to all of his clients. With experience and proven results, Peter is an award-winning realtor and the top producer for Century 21 Action Plus. A resident of Old Bridge, put Peter to work at selling your home or finding the home of your dreams. Call 1-800-299-2129 or reach Peter directly at 9086-014-934.
At Maz Transport, we're ready to get your vacation started early with luxury airport service and your transportation needs. In fact, whether it's for corporate transport, trips to Atlantic City, a night in the city, date night, or any other need, Maz Transport is your choice for our luxury fleet to take you there in style. Call or text 732-2071-079 and let us know where you want to go, and we'll take care of the rest at Maz Transport.
This football season, stop by Market Boy Liquors, your hometown destination for over 20 years. Family owned and operated, our 8,000 square foot store features the largest beer cooler in the area, plus an unbeatable selection of wine, spirits, cigars, and craft beer. Conveniently located at 1132 Englishtown Road, Old Bridge, New Jersey, 08857, Market Boy Liquors is proud to serve our community with the best variety and friendly service. Call us today at 732-251-4616 and make Market Boy your game day headquarters.
Getting a home loan shouldn't feel like an obstacle course. At CMG Home Loans, getting a loan is simple. Our loan officers are here for you every step of the way. With over 2,000 five-star reviews, when you're ready to buy or refi, we'll work together to find a loan you need for the home you love. CMG Home Loans. Simplified, trusted, committed.
At Giuseppe's Old School Italian Pizzeria, we bring you the perfect blend of tradition and flavor. Whether you're craving a classic New York-style pizza, a hearty pasta dish, or a fresh Italian hero, we've got something for everyone. Stop by, grab a slice, and taste the difference of real old-school Italian cooking right here in Old Bridge, New Jersey. Giuseppe's, located at 2581 County Road 516 in Old Bridge. Simply delicious.
You gotta check out All American Ford.
All American Ford is number one.
All American Ford in Old Bridge is proudly family owned and operated, and we're the #1 Ford dealership in New Jersey.
All American Ford is the tri-state area's giant auto group. They always have the largest selection, and it's not even close. All American Ford is currently offering APR financing as low as 0%, low monthly lease specials, and thousands off MSRP.
Giant selection,
Giant savings.
go G-Men, and go All American Ford.
Shop online at allamericanfordandoldbridge.com.
At Function Forward Physical Therapy, we listen to your specific needs, utilize manual therapy techniques to decrease pain and restore mobility, emphasize customized exercise plans, and are here to assist in all your function and fitness needs. Whether it's return to work or play rehab, fitness training, or our softwave therapy program, we're here to help you get better, feel better, and live better. Function Forward Physical Therapy. Check us out today.
Since 2003, Elite Sports Physical Therapy of Morganville has developed customized care and physical therapy programs for thousands of athletes through evaluation and setting athletic goals. Whether a torn ACL, dislocated shoulder, or concussion is keeping you on the sidelines, our highly trained physical therapists can help you recover and return to the field or court in better shape than ever before. Come see what we are all about. Visit us at elitespt.com or call us today to book a consultation.
At Bagel Boy Bagel Shop in Old Bridge, we're more than just bagels. Come visit us at 2329 County Road 516, where we bake our bagels and bread fresh daily, have the freshest fruit and veggie platters, and an assortment of sandwiches and plates that are sure to satisfy. Bagel Boy is a proud sponsor of all things Old Bridge. Go Knights and go to Bagel Boy. 2329 County Road 516 and at bagelboyonline.com.
Old Bridge students take advantage of the Old Bridge special at Bagel Boy. 10% off all purchases with your valid student ID.
Protect your family, pets, and your wallet with Anchor Pest Control. We provide coverage for all your pest removal needs, and our all-inclusive service saves you money. We've designed our services to be both comprehensive and budget-friendly for homeowners. Plus, with our premium service, you'll get a free mosquito application. See how Anchor stacks up against the competition. Visit us, anchorpestcontrol.net, or call 888-623-2847 for information and service.
At NJ Sports Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, You are cared for in a relaxed and comfortable atmosphere. Our state-of-the-art facility and team allows to offer the latest technologies for recovery and healing. We are committed to restoring your well-being. We help patients get relief from pain by utilizing many different treatment methods, such as active release techniques, Graston technique, and so much more. Located in Morganville, check us out today and come see why we are the trusted name in physical therapy.
And we are back from Old Bridge as we get set to begin the second half between the Knights and the Falcons. Joe Foreman on the call alongside Nick Durst and David Pizzuto as we have kickoff in half number 2 from Lombardi Field. The Knights in front of the Falcons 35-0 as this return will continue past the 30-yard line. Stumbling and finally brought down was Makai Singer. Falcons will take over on offense from right around their own 30. And we all see the scoreboard. Not the first half that Monroe was hoping for. It got off to a pretty good start, especially on the defensive side. 2 stops, but they're still looking for their first points on the offensive side.
Yeah, we'll see what their strategy is here. They had some success throwing the ball to Richter to end the first half, to move the ball a bit. And we'll see if they continue that, but I'm sure the Knights are going to be locked in on Richter.
Pistol look for the Falcons here on first down to start the second half. And they will fake the handoff and throw incomplete. So we saw it in the game against East Brunswick. There will be a running clock here in the second half, so keep that in mind as we expect now to breeze through half number 2. As always, they do it right with the halftime presentation here in Old Bridge. Got to listen in to the Old Bridge Marching Band during halftime, along with some other halftime entertainment. Or at least we caught the tail end of the band's performance anyway. Handoff here on 2nd and 10. Hughes looking for room, and he turns the corner and picks up maybe 4 on 2nd and 10. That will bring up 3rd down and 6.
Although number 20, Jason Benford, is listed on the Old Bridge roster as number 20, I found out at halftime that's not Jason Benford.
So we had some clarification at halftime. Now, Dave, didn't they tell us that Benford was indeed 20 at half?
I think he's 15, they might have said, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the PA guy just said he was corrected at halftime.
Okay, he was corrected.
Yeah. So we had the right 20.
We had the right player. Very good. 3rd and 6. Pass complete. Short of a first down by about a yard. 4th and 1 coming up.
It's a nice read, though, by the quarterback on the blitz coming in. I think that was Kassoff who was coming in kind of unabated at the quarterback, but it's a nice job there to pick him up. And Monroe is going to go, as Joe, you mentioned, the clock is running here. 9.5 to go in the 3rd.
Well, we've seen the Falcons faced with multiple 4th downs already. They look to throw and convert the first one back in the opening quarter. They look to run it another time, and it was a poor snap recovered by Hughes, who did pick up the first down. See what they go with here. It's Richter under center. He'll look to run for it, and I don't think he got it.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but every time we've said that, it's been a first down, and they're going to signal it must be our vantage point.
That was a generous spot.
Very generous.
Very generous, yeah. They'll keep the drive going. You think the scoreboard had something to do with that?
I think so.
I agree.
I don't think
I didn't want to be the first one to say it, though.
I don't think he got past the 40 at all. We'll get to see it here on the replay.
I think maybe he got a bit past it, but not by much. Yeah, you know what? He might have gotten it. He might have gotten
41 he had to get to.
He might have gotten it. Falcons taking their time here, trying to get a call in from the sideline. It almost looks like they're verbally calling the play from the sideline without a headset, but really tough to tell. As we'll see if there was a foot down there. If so, that's a great catch by Mitzel for a gain of 2, and he did get 1 foot down there. He had to go up and grab that one along the sideline.
Foot in, yeah.
Only
Great
need
job.
1 foot. Even then, he may have had 2, but I think I agree that he had 1. Here's another look. Can't really see the feet there, but he definitely got 1. Second down and 8. 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this third quarter. Bit of a high snap, quick throw to the outside for Hughes. He breaks a tackle and may have picked up a yard on the play. We'll see where they spot him. Along the near side, I think they marked him out short of the line of scrimmage.
7 minutes now left in the quarter.
Well, as we said, running clock, this second half is going to fly. I'm not sure I've called a game here in Old Bridge where they've run the clock. Third and 9 coming up.
Joe, I think you're right. I think they're verbally calling it from the sideline, no headset.
There is a headset.
You think?
But
everyone's looking towards the coach.
Yeah,
so
we see that from the Knights as well, but the way that they were moving closer to the sideline, I thought maybe they were listening in because Abbas was moving toward the sideline as if he needed to get closer to hear what was being said. Meanwhile, that last pass incomplete and not too far from being picked off, but that will bring up fourth down again.
4th and 9.
We approach 6 minutes to go in the quarter.
So that one play took a whole minute off the clock.
Well, we've seen Abbas punt already in this game. So it's no sure thing that they're going to go for this, and he's backing up into a punting position, it appears. And he will kick. And that takes an Old Bridge bounce before being touched at the 40-yard line by Richter. Inside of 6 minutes to go, third quarter, and I think we can expect to get a look at some of the Knights' reserves here in the second half. Something that we were told could be the case, and we'll see which offensive unit comes out there. I'll tell you, there's a lot of starters out there right now.
Yeah, and in the game against East Brunswick where there was a running clock, Joe, it was kind of a running back by committee in the second half. We know that Chase Rizzo has really established himself as the RB1 of this team after starting the season on the injured list, but otherwise it's an open call.
Looks like Aiden Rios is at quarterback now.
And he could be the quarterback of the future for this team. We got to look at him, an extended look here in the second half as they throw out to Allsbrook, and he makes one man miss before being brought down from behind. That's a good tackle on that play by Polachek.
On the tackle, gain of 3.
Pickup of 3 on first down, 2nd and 7 coming up. Bit of a high throw there as Allsbrook reeled it in quickly, made the first man miss, and was brought down from behind. On 2nd and 7, they will motion Jeremiah Dixon into the backfield. And I don't know if that snap was bobbled and reeled in by Dixon or if Rios secured it and then handed the ball off, but either way, that run goes nowhere.
Yeah, not great there, and got a few subs here. We'll see what the call here is. If it's going to be a run or another screen.
The outcome of this game will not be impacted by what the Knights do on this possession or what they do at any point the rest of the way. That being said, you would like to see this offensive unit being directed by Aiden Rios execute the second half of this game. It's not often you're going to get this kind of an extended look, and this is the second time in 3 or 4 weeks that the Knights have had this huge halftime lead. And I think the Falcons jumped there. So 5 yards for the Knights. That will bring up 3rd and 4, but I think if you're Old Bridge, you'd like to see something from this unit for the next now about 9 minutes, or I should say 15 minutes and 22 seconds, as they have stopped the clock for the penalty. and now it runs again. Empty backfield on 3rd down and 4. The Knights once again take a look toward the sideline. Rios, quick throw, complete. And that's good for a first down and more. Camo Lavencia down inside the 40. And Rios has his second completion. This one to Olavencia for a Knights first down.
Number 11 to number 10, first down. Now into Falcons territory here with 2.5 in the quarter left.
Yeah, and in that second half against East Brunswick in the running clock game, they did not throw a single pass in the second half. And now they're getting a long look at Rios here throwing the ball.
Handoff here. And a flag comes out as Dixon was thrown down around the 35-yard line. We'll see if this one stands. And it appears that flag thrown in the area of holding will go against the Knights. So back them up 10. That will set up a 1st and 20.
And they got Dante Pluchino there on the hold.
Clock is stopped again on the flag. About 2:19 to go here in the 3rd quarter as they will run the clock again. If you're the Falcons, obviously this result a disappointing one, but you would like to come out of this game with at least some points. And you said it, Nick, this is a team that has put up some points in several games this year.
Yeah, they're averaging over 20 points per game coming into this one.
And we knew, of course, coming in, this Old Bridge defense presents a unique challenge and a really difficult matchup, no question about it. But it's definitely, even with the tough matchup, not a game against a divisional rival that you want to come out of being shut out. And possessions now could be very limited the rest of the way with the running clock. We're at 1:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. Monroe might only touch the ball once more, especially if the Knights keep it on the ground. 2nd and 22 here. Once again, an empty offensive backfield for Old Bridge. Rios there all alone. Sent the man in motion pre-snap as well. He looks to throw. It's a short completion, not quite. Well, we saw a play like that in the 1st quarter where it appeared Nugent put it behind Allsbrook. This time, Rios put it right on him, and he just couldn't reel it in.
Yeah, it's a perfect pass. Allsbrook had a lot of space, so kind of got ahead of himself there, thinking about turning to run upfield and unable to snag it.
So will likely be the end of the 3rd quarter at the end of this play.
They have to run one. 3rd and 22 here. Pressure coming up the middle. Rios cannot escape it. Down he goes, and a late hit came in there. I'll see if they flag that one, but that was undoubtedly a late hit on Rios at the end of that play. They don't flag it. Omar Abu-Lanane on the sack. Watch the late hit come in here. Well, maybe not. I could have sworn in live action I saw a late hit. I did not see it on the replay, so perhaps I'm getting a bit delirious with the quick 3rd quarter. But we are through 36 minutes from Old Bridge. It is the Knights over the Falcons, 35-0. And with what we would anticipate is going to be a quick 3rd quarter break, let's get a look at the all-time history between Monroe and Old Bridge. We mentioned it already last year. 38-0, the Knights over the Falcons. Old Bridge has won 14 straight meetings against Monroe. The last Falcons win coming in 2008. I was in high school in 2008, so that was a long time ago. However, 4 of the last 6 were decided by 1 score or less. That will not be the case here tonight.
Yeah, but otherwise, it's been a really good series, even though Old Bridge has dominated it. 4 out of the last 6 have been close, but last year obviously not the case in Monroe. This year not the case in Old Bridge, and Monroe looking for their first points against Old Bridge in quite some time, and Old Bridge keeps their quarter streak alive of not having yielded a point. But on 4th and a mile, they'll be punting here on this play. 4th and 27 coming up.
Tomas Santos to punt. And this one is going to land at the 40 and take a good Knights bounce, albeit on a short kick. Ball out at the 35. That's where the Falcons will start.
Falcons here obviously want to just try to get some points on the board. They're moving the ball a little better though the last 2 possessions.
You just wonder, too, guys, going into 2 non-division games, Hunterdon Central and then Colonia, how some of these blowout victories are going to affect Old Bridge in what should be 2 much tighter games over the next couple of weeks. And obviously the first of them being on the road next week. So that's going to be something that's going to test this team a little bit, too, is – obviously they had to play well, and they have, but without really breaking a sweat in the second half of some of these games, you kind of wonder how that's going to impact them going forward.
And I think the way that their schedule is set up with 2 big out-of-division games against high-quality opponents at the end of the schedule right before the playoffs, I think that serves you really well. I think even if Old Bridge were to stumble down the stretch, I'm not sure playoffs are much of a question unless it was a really bad loss down the stretch. But, I think this team is positioned pretty well. And to have 2 games against teams that are highly regarded to wrap up your schedule, I think that serves you really well entering the postseason. To your point, preceding those games with the kind of blowouts we've seen, it does risk perhaps a bit of complacency. But I think this team, playing the way they are, they're really well positioned for the run into the postseason and for 2 games against teams that are going to be, I think it's fair to say, a lot tougher on them than what we've seen the last several weeks.
You certainly want to be battle-tested going into the playoffs, and Old Bridge will have that opportunity based on the schedule the next 2 weeks.
Seems like it's been ages since we took the show on the road because we did do the game remotely in East Brunswick. It's been quite some time since we traveled. As this pass is complete at the line of scrimmage, or I should say 5 yards behind it. That was the original line of scrimmage to begin the drive. And, I think when so many throws are behind the line of scrimmage, it just makes for an offense that's not sustainable.
Yeah, you're not giving yourself much of a chance.
Such a high percentage of their passes have been backwards passes. Falcons will punt with 9 minutes to go in the quarter, and it lands out of bounds just inside the 40-yard line. That's where the Knights will take over on what very well could be their last possession of the game.
We'll see what unit comes out now and if they're going to be throwing again.
I am curious to see the Knights put the ball in the air a bit more with Aiden Rios, because typically when you have the backup quarterback on the varsity roster and a senior at quarterback, of course this season Brody Nugent will be playing his last with the Knights. I think you'd like to see as much as you can out of your backup, who very well could take over next year, in-game action. And there's only so many reps that you're going to get in-game.
Gavin Flynn is coming in at quarterback now, Joe. We've seen him a little bit, too, in the fourth quarter, some of these games. But I haven't seen him throw a pass, at least in the game against East Brunswick. I think he did last week, though. Did he come
I've
in last
definitely
week?
seen him throw some passes. I don't know if it was last week because you called that game effectively solo.
Yeah.
Well, 2 weeks ago now.
Yep.
Handoff goes to Jeremiah Dixon. He breaks a tackle, is across the 50, gets a boost forward from one of his teammates, and finally goes down just shy of the Monroe 40-yard line.
Strong run there. He stiff-armed his own teammate out of the way.
Big pickup for the Knights on first down. Now, Flynn is a junior. Rios a sophomore, so there is always the chance as well that Flynn could be the guy next year. Really no way of us knowing outside of posing the question directly. It's a wait and see for us up here in the booth. Flynn in the shotgun here on 1st and 10. And he will keep it. Looking to throw downfield. It's a good ball, incomplete. He put that where only Ryan Schreck had a chance to make the catch. Pass falls incomplete, 2nd and 10 coming up. And a timeout has been called on the field. There is a pink flag down again, so this one might be backing up, or perhaps there was a hold in the secondary.
Penalty will be enforced against Old Bridge.
And it's against the Knights, so they'll back him up.
Yeah, it was an illegal contact offense. You don't see that a lot.
I can't recall the last pass interference, maybe?
Oh, perhaps, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're backing up 15 yards, so it must have been a personal foul. And
I think pass interference either way might be 15. I know on the defense, it's not a spot foul in high school,
no,
right?
It's not.
It's a 15-yard penalty, so I'm guessing if it's on the offense, it's also 15 yards?
Yeah, but
normally it would be 10.
And it's still first down, even though
1st and 24,
yeah,
25
first and
yards.
25, yeah.
I'm assuming it must be a 15-yard penalty either way, offense or defense, on PI at the high school level.
Right.
4 receivers on the field. Flynn keeps again out of the gun, takes off to run, and he has some room. He breaks a tackle and takes a big hit at the end of that play as he's taken down just shy of the Falcons' 45. Pretty good pickup there for Flynn on 1st down. He did pay for it at the end of that run.
There on the tackle.
We have a missing high school ID. Those are pretty valuable.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever lost my ID in 4 years of high school.
Yeah, my kids would tell me if they lose theirs, they have to pay for another one.
Yeah. Does that mean you have to pay?
That's translation.
Empty offensive backfield here. Flynn will bring a man in motion and will hand off. A bit of an awkward exchange there as Kawiko Kumsin gets the carry, his first of the game.
Yeah, Kumson's one of those guys where if he starts to get ahead of steam downfield,
get out of the way.
That's a guy you do not want to meet down the field, but unfortunately couldn't gain the edge.
That is a big halfback. 3rd long coming up for the Knights here. They'll need about 14 for a first down, maybe 13 or 14. Just over 5 minutes to go. Flynn in the gun. Hands off up the middle. And Jacob Familia picks up about 4. Maybe 5.
Can I go for this here? I think so.
I say why not.
Yeah.
I'd say why not.
Well, you want
Plus
the
territory.
Reps. They are bringing in. It looks like Santos is coming in.
Yeah, I think
so
it's a matter of not running the score up. But if you hand the ball off here on 4th down, really no harm in that. So on a 4th down and 9, the Knights will send Santos out to punt, we think. Do you ever really know? I say it every week. And they will punt. It takes a good Knights bounce. And this one skips inside the 10. Well, that's illegal batting of the ball. Can't do that. Is that technically a penalty?
Well, unless it kind of skipped off of him as
he
was trying
deliberately batted the ball.
But yeah, technically that is a penalty.
Yeah.
But dead right where he touched it.
Well, we are inside of 4 minutes to go, and I think effectively the Falcons may be able to run 3 plays and get out of here.
Yeah.
Might take 4, but
yeah, I would assume they're going to run the ball now. But we'll see.
Yeah. I don't believe they ran the clock last year on the road in the second half. And it was a lopsided score, much like this.
Right.
Well, when you're at your home venue, I guess maybe it's more so up to you.
Well, I would think they have to consult with the other sideline and get everyone in agreement first.
Definitely. Or maybe the Falcons didn't even bring it up. Who knows?
Well, so much for running the football. It's another screen, gain of 4 or 5 yards on first down. Under 3 minutes to go now. For the first time since, might be the Piscataway game for us. Maybe the South Brunswick game. We haven't been on the road in a while. It's been a long time. I think the last game for me where I actually traveled was the Piscataway game. Since then, we've had the Brunswicks and Morristown. Third down coming up here.
Yeah, and it'll be the first time we travel to Hunterdon Central and get a look at their facility. We'll, reach out to them during the week, and hopefully it'll be a seamless broadcast there, and we'll be able to get that to you. But as we always do here on the PDF Sports Network, we'll have a full HD version of this game. At the conclusion of this one, a little later on tonight, we'll get home and clip things up and post our 1080p HD version, although our broadcast tonight was pretty seamless, but we do have to broadcast in a lower resolution because of the bandwidth and the Wi-Fi.
That's a hike next week. That is a long trip.
How long is it? About an hour. From here or from your...
From where I live.
From where you live.
That is a long trip next week.
How many miles?
43 miles. That's a long trip. We're going to have to gather the crew at my place.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty far from your favorite food places, Joe.
I mean, this is in the middle of nowhere. Look at all that green.
Well, I don't know if North Hunterdon Central will appreciate some of the things you're saying
about it being in the middle of nowhere.
Their name is Central.
Look at all that green.
It's Central, so it has to be in the center.
There's a lot of green there.
Oh. Nick brought up a source of contention too, because
West Jersey.
You get a lot of people saying there's no such thing as Central Jersey. It's either north or south. There's a whole contingent, myself included, and John McCooch agrees with me because we're both from Central Jersey. That's a thing. Central Jersey is
Where's
a
the
thing.
dividing line?
Well, yeah, I think you'd have to expand out, but this is it.
Bro, this is
we are
expanded out.
in Central Jersey.
Okay, so you would say south of the Outer Bridge Crossing, maybe, on a map? As they go deep here, and that is incomplete. Big opportunity there. Goes through the fingertips of Noah Peters.
And I was following a timeout, too, so they drew that one up to work. But, yeah, I think it would be maybe a little more south than that. But, yeah, I think we're right there.
Yeah, I think it would be more. I would say
like Seabright downwards, and yeah.
If Central exists, we are definitely in Central Jersey.
Although you would have a contingent, especially from North Jersey, saying that where you live, Joe, in Matawan, that's more South Jersey. They would consider that more, especially since it's close to the water.
I'll tell you right now, if they're contending that only North and South exist, I'm definitely not in South Jersey.
Well, anything
look at this.
by the coastline.
I mean, if you're going as far south as Atlantic City.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's really south.
Yeah, that is south. As the Falcons will punt with under a minute to go, and the Knights will let it bounce. And this may do it. I don't think they'll make Old Bridge run a play here.
Well, we haven't been looking at the chat, but those of you in the chat can weigh in as well and let us know. Is there such a thing as Central Jersey, or is it just North and South? And where is that equator, if you will, for the state of New Jersey, and what distinguishes what?
Find out next week on the PDF Sports Network.
You decide. And they're going to handshake it up here, Joe.
Yeah, that will do it. It's a big win for the Knights, 35-0 over Monroe Township. And for Old Bridge, they keep on rolling. They are now 6-1 on the year, and they have two big matchups looming to close out the regular season against Hunterdon Central and Colonia. Of course, we'll have both of those games for you here on the PDF Sports Network. Really not much to analyze in the second half. No points scored. Backup unit in there for Old Bridge. Monroe didn't look to throw it much. Final thoughts from either one of you.
Yeah, so Joe, this game, we talked about it in the pregame. The Knights were coming in pure dominance with the back-to-back shutouts. Now it's back-to-back-to-back shutouts, and the offense was spectacular, putting up 35 points in the first half. And the key to this game was that Old Bridge capitalized when they got the ball off turnovers. 3 turnovers led to 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and we say it in games like this, Joe, all the time. When you're a heavy favorite on paper, you want to go there and show, your dominance from the jump. It took Old Bridge a little bit of time to get out of the gate, but once they did, 5 touchdowns on 5 straight possessions in the first and second quarters, and there you go. Another clean sheet defensively. 13 straight quarters now. Old Bridge has not given up a point, and they've only given up more than 1 score in 1 game this season, and they're 6-1. They are a team to be reckoned with no matter who they're playing, and they go into the final 2 games, non-division games, with a big head of steam.
An impressive run for the Knights continues. They win big over Monroe. Our final score, 35-0. Old Bridge over Monroe. Next week, we are at Hunterdon Central for a big out-of-division matchup, and then we wrap up the season back here at Lombardi Field as the Knights take on Colonia in a couple of weeks. But until next time, this has been Joe Foreman on the call alongside Nick Durst and David Pizzuto. Once again, our final score, the Knights 35 and the Falcons 0. Everyone, thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your Friday night.